All right, guys, once again, want to thank our sponsor, Lone Star Appliance Repair, as we're waiting on our next guest. They have been a tremendous supporter of the show. We are so glad to promote them. Honestly, if you need any of your appliances repaired, or if you just needed a professional opinion, give them a call. You can reach out to them at 936-647-2364. Give them a call. You can text them. You can call them. And they will respond and get your appliances repaired. How you doing, Corey?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you having fun tonight?
I am.
Yeah?
It's a packed house.
Yeah, I mean, like, she's been hustling people through here. It's been crazy.
Yeah. She came and got me, and I was like, you're up. And I'm like, I'm here. I was like, we'll continue this conversation later.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
I got something to do. I got people to meet.
Dude, I was talking to Matt earlier, and I was telling him about some, and I was telling him I was trying to avoid like the divorce conversation, because I was like, you and I and he need to sit down and just have the long convo. But
people are begging for it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be a really huge episode. We just need to sit down and do it.
Yeah.
But some crazy statistics I've had come across. Well, so here's the biggest one that I heard. I think it was today. It was an article that came out today about senior citizens in Florida worried about losing their homes because of insurance costs.
Yes, it's rising costs.
Have you heard about this?
Yes. Well, it's not just Florida; it's here too.
Well, I know it's here, but I mean, because so many senior citizens moved to Florida.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a major concern for them, because like most of those people are living off of Social Security. Like what meager retirement.
Fixed income.
Yeah, very fixed income. And they're talking about their insurance, like their home insurance, being like $1,200 to $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, the storms helped.
Well, yeah, right?
They've had a bullseye on them pretty hard.
Yeah.
So
this is great. Like, I don't know what the rate. I mean, like, honestly, like, here's full disclaimer. I don't pay my bills, man. Like my wife takes care of that. All that stuff. We have a very inverted relationship as far as like traditional stuff goes.
Right.
She's the numbers person. I'm the creative business person.
Sure.
So like, I honestly don't know what we're paying.
Right.
She might text into the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like,
hey,
you idiot.
Yeah. Quit talking about our stuff.
But like, I was blown away that was like that has to be like, for most senior citizens living in Florida, I would imagine that's a majority of their Social Security check.
A lot of them, yes.
So,
it depends on what area you are, what income bracket you are, obviously. But you're on a fixed income, even here.
Yeah.
And I bring up here for a good reason. A lot of people bought new builds the last few years, and you're only taxed on dirt. So when you have a new build, a lot of times the lender doesn't prepare them. They'll use an in-house lender for the development. And they'll go in thinking they're paying $1,200 a month, and then the property gets reassessed a year later, and the house value gets put in there, and that $1,200 becomes $2,500 overnight.
Yeah.
And the escrow account's short because it wasn't evolved for that.
Wasn't prepared for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then not only is the rising cost of insurance, then you have that going on too. And then MUDs are becoming a thing where they're starting to incorporate more MUDs in a lot more of the subdivisions. They've always been a thing, but we're starting to see it more profound than it has been.
Well, and this is the other thing I was talking about with Matt, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't understand. Like, I've been talking about the commercial real estate market for a long time, and I think a lot of people don't realize how much the commercial real estate market affects the residential real estate market.
Absolutely.
And part of that reason is, and I hate to even like say this out loud, but it's the absolute truth, is service companies make most of their money on the commercial side. So commercial real estate really props up residential real estate and helps keep the costs low because people can make so much on the service end of commercial real estate.
Right.
I mean, and you were in HVAC for a long time.
35 years.
Right. So like commercial HVAC, how much more valuable is a commercial HVAC than a residential HVAC?
The jobs are sizable compared to residential. Right. So whereas you would go do a whole building or, multi-levels, we're talking $80,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 air conditioning jobs as opposed to a $8,000 or $10,000
Right.
job,
Right.
So
That one commercial job.
they don't come around often unless that's your specialty. Now,
Right.
if you specialize in nothing but commercial HVAC, which there's quite a few companies that do,
Right.
they're looking for nothing but big projects, right? So I actually used to work for a manufacturer that did nothing but commercial, and they would do hotels, high rises, things of that nature, water source, chillers, big projects.
Yeah.
Right. So those are a longer burn, so to speak. So you got to order, and it goes out in different shipments, and you got to duct work, and it's all a process,
Right.
Right. So those are always feeding the pipeline, but those are sizable jobs, big jobs, right?
Right.
So your residential contractor on a big job, 2-3 days. He's on it. 3 days is a big one, right?
Yeah.
So
I would imagine most of them get knocked out in like a day.
usually a day,
Yeah.
and then depending on what's involved, sometimes you can do 2 in a day.
Right.
It just all depends your crew and how many guys you have on the job and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So like, and the whole reason I was even talking about that, here's the numbers. Like we hit the highest inoccupancy rate in the United States since like 1974.
Yeah.
It got to, it was like, I think it was like somewhere between 16 and 17% nationwide. Houston was number one at like 22.4%.
Yeah, it's insane.
And so what's starting to happen is they're starting to take some of the office spaces and convert them to,
Apartments.
you betcha.
Yep. Condos, townhouses.
Yeah. And so like that's just, that's creating more of a supply.
Yep.
Which hopefully will drive some of the prices down. But
Yep.
like we're not seeing that yet.
Maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, and because I think it was back in October, like days on market was averaging 52 days. I don't know what it is now.
Okay, so our latest intel is about 80 days.
80 days.
Yeah.
Really?
So, but that was also based on the higher interest rate. In the last couple of weeks, it has dropped,
Okay.
which it's like January 1st happened, and it's like, oh, now we can go looking for a house again. We're starting to see a lot more action on our listings.
Good.
We're starting to get a lot more calls from buyers. People are like realizing that 6% is not life-threatening, or it's not the end of the world.
Right.
It's becoming more of a balanced market, which is what we love to see. One side or the other is never good for the economy. It creates multiple offer situations, hard to get your buyers into a house, overinflates the house, and then when the seller wants to sell it, they can't recruit what they put in it. So there's a lot of disadvantages to having a market that's one way or the other. Right? So, and then you've got a lot of sellers that bought or thinking about buying another property, but they bought theirs in 2020, 2019. They're sitting on a 2.7, 3.2 interest rate.
Don't want to sell.
And it's kind of like, okay, if we sell this, where are we going to go?
Yes.
They can't get the same thing they got then.
Yeah.
So there's not an equivalency there unless people are downsizing. And we're seeing a lot of that going on is they bought big because they wanted big, and now they're like, oh, well, we don't need all this.
Right.
And they're okay with a higher interest rate because they're looking for a downsizing property anyway. So there's the market right now is becoming more of a balanced market,
Right.
which is exactly what we like to see for the economy, for people, for everything. Because literally your mortgage companies can't, realtors, whatever, you can't sustain an economy with a 2.7% interest rate. 6% is a good average.
Right.
So it's a good balance for income on all parties, everybody involved. You can still get a good turn on your investment, and it's not pricing people out of the market.
Yeah.
So,
But I think people need to understand. I mean, like, and you know this, but like 6% historically is not bad.
well, no, it's average.
Yeah.
6%. I bought a house in 04 in Florida, and I see it was 02, 03. It was 6%.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's great.
Yeah.
I had a great credit score. That was a great interest rate. Nobody blinked an eye at 6%.
People got spoiled with the 2 and the 3. And
Well,
the
it started
1
with 4.5.
Yeah.
It came down to like 4.5, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a great interest rate. And then we kind of hovered around 5 and 4.5 for a really long time.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, and everything was kind of balanced. And then COVID happened.
Yep.
And then the 4 and 5 dropped down to 2.7 and 3.2 pretty quick. And then we stayed there for a very, very, looking at time, an incremental amount of time, but it was enough to go, I can't get that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and now everybody's starting to come and realize that 6% is not the end of the world. You know.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, just like a real life. I mean, I'll tell people my situation. Like we the property one, and you've been to our place.
Oh yeah, it's great.
So I think we paid $320 for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, your place is wonderful. Yeah. I'll sell it for you.
Right. So yeah, no, that's the thing is like during COVID, like 4 different occasions, man, I was offered $1 million.
I'm sure.
But like, you know,
you got a homestead out there.
But it's like that sounds great.
Yeah.
But like, I start looking around trying to replace it.
Yep.
I can't replace it for $1 million.
No.
Like, and I can't even get close.
Well, you have a generational property.
Yes.
And those are hard to find.
Yes. And so it's like, man, like you could probably offer me 2 and I still wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Because like I can't, there's nothing I can move in that's even like it.
Yeah.
That's going to get me close to what I'm paying right now.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of people are that are in your shoes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, I might be tired of this, but where am I going to go?
Yeah.
You know? That's why people have started moving a little farther north. Plantersville.
Not only that, man. Like
you know?
I'm sitting at like 2.5%.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be done in 10 years.
Yeah. Done. You know, cash
really?
out.
Like,
yeah.
So, I think there's a lot of people sitting in that situation. Like they probably, if they had the option, if they had a better option, they would probably move.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm unhappy where I'm at. I'm perfectly happy where I'm at.
Sure.
I'm content. But like, I think there's a lot of people that would be like, man, if I could get that kind of money,
yeah,
but put it into a place that's very similar, I would do that. But like, I don't think anybody's looking at the market going, I can't laterally move.
Yeah.
It's either up or down.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost me more to get what I would like.
Right. Well, it's you look at return ROI. That's what we look at all the time, right? People like you are like, not you for instance, but say you were 20 years older and you didn't want to upkeep the property that you have.
For sure.
You've got a lot of property to upkeep. And it's like, okay, time to cash in.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see a lot of that going on because people are tired of cutting 5 acres and 3 acres and maintaining the flower beds and the pools and all that other stuff. And they're wanting a simpler lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so as the baby boomers age that have big estate properties and things of that nature, we're starting to see more of them moving into smaller communities that have the maintenance amenities and all the stuff where they can travel and they're not working on their house, they're living in their house.
Yeah, actually enjoying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, Sarah's giving me the stink eye over here.
Oh, it's time to go. Well, that was quick. So, Craig,
dude, thank you.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
And tell people how they can find you if they need you.
So, Corey Reeves Realty Group. We're a husband and wife team out of Montgomery. Phone number is 281-932-2423. Website is Reeves, REAVESRG.com. And look me up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're pretty much everywhere. So
awesome, man. Thank
appreciate you. And we'll catch that other episode real soon.
We're going to make it happen.
All right.
So
peace out.
Take it easy, bud. All right, guys. I hope you are enjoying everybody that we're getting to talk to. We are getting through a lot of people tonight. It's been such fun for me. Hey, how's it going? Come on. You know how to use those?
No, put them on my ears. I hope that's all I have to do.
That's it. So
Awesome.
Can you hear yourself?
Yes.
There you go.
Perfect.
Well, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I am Cassie Taylor, and I'm the owner of Tailored to You Solutions, home and office professional organizing and cleaning.
Awesome. And like based off our last conversation, you're trying to lean more into the organization kind of stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. So what does that look like on the home front?
Home front, just whatever space you need that's more cluttered than normal.
Yeah.
I mean, garages.
You gonna like attack my junk drawer? Is that the?
Totally. You know, you think that's
is that the
crazy,
bane of your existence? Is that the?
I do not own a junk drawer, so.
Not in your home?
Nope.
Not allowed?
No. No. Everything has a place.
There's not like a secret stash that somebody's got?
Oh, they probably all have one. I do not.
So like, what is there any sort of like evaluation that you go through? Is there like a conversation on the front end? Like, hey, what are you struggling with? Like, what is it that's like giving you stress? Like, how does that work for you?
Yes. So on the consultation call, I've got a questionnaire that I go through.
Okay.
Just as a like 10, 15 questions, like quick questions, like where do you live, like basic. Making sure that we're in the right area. So you're not just calling me out of Canada and hoping I live in the area. I don't know. I have somebody following me from Washington. So
hey, if they want to fly you up there, why not?
Exactly. Then after that, if we agree that we're a good match, then I send a longer formal questionnaire for them to go through and get back to me, so that when we have our in-person consultation and I'm walking through your home, I've got your answers already outlined, and then I can go in and go room by room. Like, okay, so you said your pain point is your pantry, so why don't we start there first and tackle that? Well, what other area do you might need help with or assistance with, and just kind of go from there. That's how we'll rank it, like what needs to be tackled, like what gives you the most stress first. That's going to be the space we want to tackle first.
Is something like the pantry where you find most people struggle, or is there somewhere else in the house where people like really have a hard time, or is like a source of anxiety? Or
it depends on the clientele. I've done an overhaul on a garage, and that was for a husband and wife. They were just
I can imagine that's like overwhelming even for you. I mean, because there's seems to be like a garage is a huge space, and like people tend to like just stack stuff in there.
Yes, so I just go and inventory everything, and I'm like, okay, so this is what I found, and so I had an idea of where they wanted things, so I hung bikes, I hung ladders, I created a fitness area, I created a holiday.
So is a lot of what you're doing bringing in tools? And when I say tools, I mean like things that help them sort and organize, like
if that's
bins
necessary.
and hooks and things like that. That kind of like, okay, like this is where this goes. And so like everything has a place.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like I built I purchased a shelf for them. Like they purchased it, but I went and picked it up and I put it together and made sure that it all fit.
Right.
I measure twice and buy once.
Yeah.
So I have an ongoing text, making sure, like sending pictures like, hey, I found this. Is this something that you're interested in?
Yeah.
Creating Amazon accounts, that way I don't handle the money side of it sometimes, like here, let's create an Amazon, let's go back and forth and add to this cart and see what you want, and then you'll decide on what is best for you and your home.
So and again, like not to like diminish what you, but like why don't they do that for themselves? Is there just a wall there, a block? I mean, like, what is it?
It can be that, or
I'm really asking for myself. I'm like, I'm a messy person.
I know you have kids, so
sure.
I mean, like, that's what takes priority. You're dealing with your kids. My house is not organized like I want it to, because I'm trying to raise up a generation, and if I do it for them all the time, then you kick them out into the world and they're like, hey, wait, where does this go? No, they've got to learn it for themselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah, I get that, because there's like a hierarchy of priorities, right? I mean, because like spending time with my kids, that's going to come before whether or not like my dishes are color coordinated or whatever that is.
Exactly.
And so like sometimes those things just don't happen. But like I also understand that like at some point having things out of place creates a level of anxiety that is just unbearable.
Correct.
And I think that's why what you're trying to do is so valuable, is because like you can alleviate that and take that off their plate.
Yes.
And get things in order. Is it so like once you get it there, do they struggle to keep it that way? I realize that's like I'm asking like a very broad question for individual people, but like in general.
I mean, if they're calling me back, then there's a piece that I feel like I missed. Actually, I've gotten some feedback here tonight that maybe doing a membership, like I go back and like, oh, I helped you create this, but you're struggling to keep up with it in one way or another. And I
professional
come back
scolder.
Exactly. No, everything is met with encouragement and, like making sure that they know
fine.
that
I respond well to that.
Well, I would like it to be on the healthier side. Like, you're not going to invite me back if I'm going to yell at you all the time. I mean, we all have spouses sometimes.
Don't discount it. There's people that enjoy that. They're out there.
Right.
Got to give the people what they want.
Personalities. This is why I want to know if I work well with you. So
I mean, like, is it Because to me it seems like there's certain places in the house that would be difficult for you to tackle. And I'm not saying difficult for you because you're unskilled, but like because they're personal. I'm thinking like the bathroom. Because I don't know, there's personal products and things that exist in the bathroom. I may not want you messing with those. I don't know. I mean, I'm asking for like your experience. Is are people okay with that, or is that like I want to come in? I can come in and organize your bathroom, and you're gonna love it.
Right. It just depends on their comfort level. I mean, if there's something in there, then, you really have that conversation. Is there anything in this space that you would not want me to see? And if that's the case, then maybe you should remove that before I get there. And I'll send a reminder like, hey, remember, today's your bathroom. And if there's anything, any personal items that you would like me not to see, then now is the time to go put it somewhere else.
let me tell you something. I am blown away by the way the things that people are unashamed for me to see when I'm in their home.
Oh, I know, right? I've seen some stuff.
It's like, really? Like, you're going to leave that out for me? All right.
Thanks for the invitation, but no thanks.
I've gone into people's homes and they're like showing off the stripper pole to me. And I'm like, why? I don't want to know. I don't even want to know that that's there. I want to assume that was there from the previous owner and that that's not yours.
I want to assume that it's the fireman's pole and your kids are practicing.
That you just sealed the hole up in the top.
Your kids are just practicing how to be firemen in the future, please.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it blows me away that people, or just like they just, I've had people just like walk in the room and was like, oh my gosh.
Right? They forgot that it was there.
Yeah. It's like, how could you forget that this is there? You made it into like an 8x10 and framed it, put it on the wall.
Exactly. And
told me to come in here.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm getting the 2-minute mark from her.
Right.
So what has been your most interesting one so far? Or one well, that may be private. I mean, you may not be able to talk about that.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's one that's coming up that is just like really I'm excited about because it's actually just about a whole house. And
oh, you're doing like the whole home?
Yes. Well, in a sense, like she wants to make sure that her family isn't burdened down the road. Like her parents.
Oh, is she older?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she still has her parents, and they're starting to like unload some stuff, and she's
wow.
I don't want to be this burden. Uh-huh. So just having that insight for this generation, that age group, it's just like, oh, okay. So I like now have a new way to approach a conversation. Like, hey, because like younger people have talked to me about wanting to hire for their parents and stuff. And they're like, it's just too personal if I go in. Like, how can, like, I'm unbiased. Like, I have no personal connection. I'm here to, like, really genuinely help. Like, hey, and have those harder conversations because, again, I'm not there to witness the aftermath. Yeah. But
and I don't know if this is actually something you've looked into or not, but I've actually recommended this to several people who have had parents that passed away, is to have someone like you go through and just sort everything.
Correct.
Because it's so hard for a child to go through and sort their parents' things.
Exactly.
If they have an outside person they're not going to throw anything away, they're just going to put it into piles and make sure that it's just organized so that later on you can go through it and see what it is you want to keep, what it is you want to get rid of. Because it'll take you days if you're the child. It just will, because you're just like, oh my gosh, this was my mom's. Oh my gosh, this was my dad's. Oh my, all that emotion that's tied up in that.
Correct.
Having someone like you be able to come through and organize it, put it into recognizable stacks.
Correct.
And go okay, this is this is this. And just be able and you could probably. I would imagine you could do it and just put it into paper.
Yes. That's it's inventory. It's a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Easily accessible to
That's
whoever.
so valuable for people. Especially for people that have parents that are either that have become unable to take care of themselves or have passed away, and to have outside person come through and just sort through everything for them.
Yeah. For sure.
Anyway, how do people get a hold of you if they want to find you?
I have a website, tailored2solutions.com. Tailored is TAYLORD. ToyouSolutions. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and my work number is 936-209-2087.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sitting down. Really good to talk to you. All right, guys, one last time. Our sponsor for tonight is Lone Star Appliance Repair as we wait for our next guest. If you have any appliances in your home that are making weird sounds, yeah, whoever. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, if you're tired of doing it, just shut it down.
I don't want to. You're tired of doing it. You're the one that's...
I'm not tired. I'm good. Yeah. Guys, I was just talking to Sarah. She's the owner of Lone Star Appliance Repair. If you have any squeaky, creaky appliances that need to be fixed, give them a call. You can reach out to them at 936-647-2364. You can also text them at that number, and they will get you on the schedule and get your appliance fixed, repaired, and back up and running like brand new. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, brother.
What's your name?
Let's get this. My name is Alex.
Alex. Craig.
Nice to meet you,
You
Craig.
too, bud. What do you do?
I own Alpha Martial Arts.
Alpha Martial Arts.
Alpha Martial Arts.
What kind of martial arts do you guys do?
So we teach kickboxing and Krav Maga.
Krav Maga. Is Krav Maga the Israeli?
It is.
Yeah?
It is. You know
Okay.
what it is.
Yeah, okay.
Not a lot of people know.
All right.
But yeah, that's what it is.
All right.
That's where it originated, and
I can talk some martial arts.
mainly
a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man, that
Do
is
you-
so refreshing.
Do you know who Jeff Bolt is?
No.
No, I was in his school for a while. He does Northern Long Fist and Southern White Crane.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds fancy.
It's not. It really. No, don't get me wrong. He was a great instructor. Have you ever seen like Ip Man?
Ip Man. Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, like Ip Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so he can trace his lineage back to that guy.
Holy cow. Bruce Lee's instructor.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. He's like the only American to have ever gone to China and like learned under that guy.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's big time.
Well, I mean, like he is.
I mean, you know, 7 degrees of connection.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I know a couple of forms, but I'm like,
I think
whatever.
we all start in a traditional
That's right.
setting. I started in Tong Sudo, but yeah.
How long you been doing this?
Oh man, 2 decades, 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, 20
Yeah?
years. I got my first black belt in 2007, and
Okay.
I've been teaching ever since.
Okay.
Then, yeah, and I started in Tong Sudo.
So, I mean, like you're creeping up on a decade of teaching, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Damn. Yeah. I mean, I just got my 6th degree in, what year is it? 2017? I just got my 6th degree. No. Oh, I got my master's in 2017. I just got my 6th degree last year.
Okay, so like explain that to me because I don't know how any of that works.
So, you go from white belt to black belt.
Okay.
And typically that's like a minimum of 3 years. And then after you get your black belt, you can either stop there and, do something else, or you can keep going. If you keep going past black belts, you no longer get belts, you get degrees.
Okay.
Depending on the style, some people call them dans, but degree is standard. So you get your first degree, which is your first black belt typically.
Right.
And then you go all the way up to, 10th degree, which is grandmaster. Typically, a style only has one grandmaster. That's like the founder of the style.
Okay.
The oldest individual. But it's 5th degree is your master. So
Okay.
your
So your 5th degree.
5th degree.
Are
Yeah.
you in-
6th degree.
6th
actually
degree. Okay,
now.
dog.
Yeah.
We don't want to demote you.
That's all good. It's all good.
So,
And Tong Sudo.
what is Tong Sudo?
So Tong Sudo, well, I say Tong Sudo, but it's Tong Sudo base. The actual style is, it's called the Chuck Norris system now.
Okay.
But it was called Chung Kuk Do. But now it's called Chuck Norris system because Chuck Norris is the founder of it. He's the one that started the style. But
Okay.
it has a few things mixed in it, but Tong Sudo base. A lot of the forms are the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you guys like learning like forms like? I mean, they're kind of like dances, is the way I describe them to people. Like, is that kind of what you guys are working through? Is like,
Yeah, like patterns in the traditional sense. So there's
and I don't mean that as like a demeaning thing at all, but like it is. I mean, it is. I mean, it's very beautiful most of the time. It's
yeah, it's really nice. It's I guess there's different styles have like hard and soft style. This style specifically is on the harder spectrum, they say, compared to like Kung Fu.
Sure.
So there's, I think, 8 different katas or forms.
Right.
I know in Taekwondo, some Taekwondo organizations only have one form that you learn pieces of between white and black belt.
Yeah.
But this one has like 8 of them.
Okay.
But yeah, forms, patterns, and they all break down to what they call a bunkai application, which is like the realistic application to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, is this a low block? Well, no, it's actually breaking somebody's arm. Okay, well, explain that to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
So
where I
if-
started.
If later on, like on camera, would you spar the Rizzler here? I mean,
The Rizzler, who's that?
That's this guy right here.
Him?
Yeah.
Oh, man, look, he looks dangerous, man. He looks dangerous. Like, his glasses are front.
Yeah.
This guy's a killer.
I don't do the rough stuff. That's why he's here. That's
I don't trust him.
So where's your studio?
So right now we're mobile because I
you go to people?
Correct.
That's
correct.
awesome.
And I work with facilities now, so like senior living facilities. So I teach self-defense to seniors. It's the coolest thing. And I work with realtors because I recently owned a waffle restaurant that I closed. So I closed the waffle restaurant and I launched this brand.
Okay.
So that's this brand is fairly new. So I did that. It's always been my passion because I was selling waffles to individuals and it was nice, but it wasn't. I didn't really have the heart for it.
Yeah.
Like I saw people, coming in.
But I like
enjoying
to
their
eat,
time.
and you're making me want to ask you about the waffles.
It was good. It was good for business, but at the end of the day, it's like, you're feeding these calories to people, and yeah, they're loving it, but in your heart that it's like you're not really selling longevity, and I do better with a membership sort of like building rapport with individuals.
Sure. Yeah.
So I went to my passion, went back to my passion, which was fitness.
That's awesome.
So the complete opposite direction. But yeah.
No, I
that's
dig
my
it.
thing. Yeah,
So I mean, do you have like one-on-ones?
I do. So like in a personal training setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. No one out there is gonna hold you to this, but I'm just gonna ask. Like, what does it typically cost to have you come out and do like a one-on-one?
So usually it's like $75 an hour.
Okay.
But right now, since we're so new, it's flexible. So around 45 to 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's super reasonable.
That's like one-on-one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's for a limited time because it's so new.
You're getting up and going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a super sweet deal right now. But we're working on a brick and mortar facility. Realtors working on that right now, and it's going to be in the spring area. Is what we're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be awesome. By the time it launches officially, the network and the base will be built up, and the grand opening will be huge.
What part of spring are you going to be in? Are you wanting to be in?
Closer to like right on 99 between, I guess, Woodlands and Kingwood.
Okay.
So in that area, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
That's
like
a good
Spring
spot.
Studener area.
Yeah.
Like close to that area.
That's where my main office is.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah, of course. I love your hat, by the way, dude.
Oh, thank you.
That's dope. That hat is awesome. I had one.
You had one?
I lost it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how to ride?
No.
No.
Nah, man. I rode a donkey once by accident.
Let me tell you something. That's my kung fu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like riding horses or donkeys?
Oh yeah, horses.
Dude, my wife loves Yellowstone.
Oh really?
That's her thing, man. She eats that up all the time. Like, yeah.
Let me tell you, like, parts of that show are gross. Like no one wants to be those people, like, other than just owning the land and the wealth, right? Everything else no one wants.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Those horses in that show, those horses are amazing. I watched that show literally just to see the horses.
Oh man. Like the show horses that they took to the actual rodeo.
Dude, those are multi-million dollar horses.
Yeah.
The guy that produces that show is a horse guy. Taylor Sheridan is a horse fanatic. He knows his stuff. He knows what he's looking at, and he puts his horses in the show. And those are multi-million dollar horses. They're incredible.
You've gone to the rodeo?
Many times.
Oh, man.
That's how I spent most Saturday nights when I was a kid.
Really?
For sure.
Damn. See, I'm from South Carolina, so I'm not from Texas originally. I didn't even know the rodeo was a thing.
Are you disappointed that there's not coleslaw on the burgers? Are you that sort?
I'm not, man. Coleslaw, man. Dude, whoever made coleslaw, go somewhere else with that mess.
Is that not a thing though? They put coleslaw on the burgers like at McDonald's, right?
I don't eat coleslaw.
But I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like in South Carolina, they put coleslaw on the burgers, though, right? Isn't that a thing? Is it North Carolina where they do that?
It has to be North Carolina.
Okay, yeah.
If they put coleslaw on the burgers in South Carolina, I'm not involved at all. I know they do oysters out there.
I'm down for oysters.
I don't know about oysters on the burgers.
What about like a white sauce?
Oh, yeah.
You down for that?
Yeah.
Like some vinegar barbecue?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh,
there was some guy that was making fun of me earlier. I was like, dude, it's good.
Dude, white sauce? Yeah, I eat that up.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're getting the signal. Dude, if people are looking to get into some kickboxing and some Krav Maga,
yes.
How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, Sensei_Alex or Sensei_Lex is who I am on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm also Alex Gardner on Facebook.
Awesome.
Yep.
Dude, Alex, thank you so much for sitting down with us,
Hey,
bud.
thank you, brother.
Dude, good to meet you, man.
You're awesome.
Yeah. Right back at you. Who we got, Sarah? Come on. I'm just going to awkwardly stare at him until he comes over here. Don't worry. While he's not here, I'm going to put your logo up on the screen. Tell them they can both come over here.
What's going on?
I told her the whole time you didn't come over, I was just going to put her logo up on the screen. What's up, Miss Christy?
How are you?
Good.
Is that mic working?
Yeah, that mic's working. He can turn it up.
Working. Look at that.
We just don't have a headset for you. She's going to have to keep it close to your face there.
Got headset on. I can't hear you.
Did Kevin tell you I saw him
No.
somewhere?
Here, let me get
Where is him?
let me get this set up here. There.
It's not fun without the headset because then I can't really hear myself.
All right.
But
Here, let's
this,
just
is
switch. Let's just switch. You sit there.
okay.
What a gentleman.
Isn't he though?
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
All right.
Because I really like to hear myself talk.
That's why, interestingly enough, that's why I don't want the headset.
You don't want to hear yourself talk. You don't like the way you sound. I don't like the way you sound either.
Happens.
Yeah.
That's what the drinking's for.
How you guys doing?
Really good. How are you?
Y'all having fun?
Yeah, it's
We
been
are
a
having
great
fun.
night. There are so many businesses here.
It looked like there was a bunch of them.
Familiar faces, unfamiliar faces.
Yeah.
It's been a great night.
I just talked to like a 6th degree master black belt in like Krav Maga. Did you guys see that guy?
See, John's got to stop telling people that. He is not that. He's not even in the right shape for that. He's really got to stop telling people
Yeah.
that.
Well, he's going to get jumped in the parking lot if he keeps talking like that.
Yeah. By my girlfriend if he keeps it up. Shoot.
Congratulations on the girlfriend.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the
About
girl?
to-
Is she here?
No.
No.
Is this new?
No. No, it's just a joke.
I was about to say.
Is
I
she
mean, we
real?
just went through
That's-
this.
She's real enough, Craig. Next subject. Let's
just-
go to the next cue card.
We just went through this whole thing, and he's
Right.
talking about this. He says, "Well, you know, this. She's a really nice lady." I'm like, when you add the word "lady," I feel like it's not a good mix.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is this woman? Like,
She loves the homeowner show, by the way. So
Well,
we are
okay.
moving
Well,
to the next cue card.
She must be all right.
Can we press this enter bar on the teleprompter? Let's space bar up a little bit.
That's right. So what's been going on with you guys? Anything fun?
There is a tidal wave of business coming. it has been huge. The amount of people that are at least even interested in doing home renovations in the month of January is far and above anything that I personally have seen in my history doing it.
I mean, I'm one of them, and I'm just trying not to stress you out.
So why is that?
I don't know. I think there's just so many things going on with it being election year, with it being the Fed announcing that the rates might be dropping. There's just so much good out there that it's making an influence on the market, and pretty clear. I don't know if you've seen it in real estate, Chrissy, but in the home remodeling section, we are far busier in January than we have in years, which is awesome if I didn't make that clear. But it's great. There's a lot of really cool things going on, a lot more people in the market, it seems, which is exciting because, last year was a struggle for a lot of businesses.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think there's certain businesses that are probably going to struggle this year as well. I don't know how that's gonna play out. I was just talking to another real estate person just a minute ago, and I had read an article that back in October, the average day on market was like up to like 52 days, and he was telling me he's like it's up to like 80 right now for like average day on market.
It depends.
I would imagine.
It depends on where you are. The Woodlands area, it's still multiple offer, and
really
the biggest issue I think in real estate is that we still need inventory. So until
and there's no more inventory in the Woodlands. I mean, they're tapped out.
Yeah, there's none. So so the Woodlands is still. If you have a house that is special, that is, it's still going to go quick. I mean, I've put 3 offers in, and 2 of them were multiple offer.
Wow. So, how far away are we in the Woodlands? Because I mean, this is their 50th year, right? And for those that don't, I mean, people listen from across the country. If you don't know what the Woodlands is, just look up the Woodlands, Texas. It's a weird, unique place in Texas.
Number 1 place to live in the United States right now.
Right.
And it's crazy.
But because I know what some of the houses are like in the Woodlands. And like, let's be honest, like some of them are falling down.
Small, itty bitty, 1,500 square foot home that is selling for a ridiculous amount of money.
How and this is opinion. Like I don't think there's any numbers to back this up. But like how far away are we from like a Heights situation where people are literally just buying the property to raise it and then put something new?
They're already there.
They're already there.
So Grogan's, people are buying the property, tearing down the house,
that doesn't
rebuilding
surprise me at all. I mean, because like some of those houses are just absolute trash at this point. Not because, again, like they're 50 years old, and some people just haven't taken care of them, and so it's easier to just.
But here's a lot of that. Here's my question: is that a lot of those? I mean, they put so many houses, and they're just right next to each other, and it's a pretty small house. So, I mean, I guess if you have all the money in the world, then you buy 2 houses so that you can get 2 lots so that you can actually fit.
That's what they did downtown.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of 70s and 80s homes in and around the Woodlands area that are doing remodels, and when it's done, it looks exactly like one of those HGTV homes that everybody wants, and just like that, it's now doubled in value. So much so that even areas around the Woodlands are being huge and coming up with a master plan community. Wood Forest is coming up, and they're doing a lot of big things right down the road from here. Yeah, down 2978 down there. So there's a lot of people love the Woodlands and need more inventory, so they're trying to do the same exact thing. Bridgeland, Wood Forest. I mean, there's a bunch of those master plan communities that think they could do it better than the Woodlands, all around the Woodlands sprouting up. So it's a very, very hot area.
But you mentioned Bridgeland, man, and that's an interesting. Have you sold any homes or looked at any homes in Bridgeland?
I haven't sold any, but I went by there like last week. That is it's odd for me. Now, I come from Austin, Texas. I love trees. I love feeling.
Odd is your thing.
I mean, I think that a community should have trees.
Sure.
They have none. I mean,
Right.
they just
Bulldoze
that is
it all.
the flattest land I've ever seen in my life. There is nothing there.
Yeah.
It's like Town Lake.
Yeah,
I think that's what they did. They ran out of houses in Town Lake and took it up to the next spot. There used to be, but I mean, there wasn't even a lot of trees out there to begin with, to be fair. I mean, a lot of that was cow pasture.
That's true. That's true.
But is it like Bridgeland is the one where they have like a lot of lakeside properties, right? Where you can take your boat.
Lakeside, but not boat. So Bridgeland has a lot of waterfront property that you're not going to have accessible by boat. And the reason I know this is because I was looking in Bridgeland, and I was like, heck yeah, let's be a part of this movement and going out there. And there's a lot of waterfront access, but you can't put a dock out there. You're not going to be able to have a boat. In Town Lake,
Is Town
there's
Lake
a
the
lot
one with
more
boats?
Yeah, you have boats, and you go up to the boardwalk there.
That's
with
okay. That's the one I'm
Sam's
thinking of.
boat
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff. Real cool if you ever been on 4th of July.
And everybody's got like a pontoon. They can take it over to the Crust Pizza and yeah. Yeah.
I thought that worked well, so that's why I was excited about Bridgeland. But they're like, no, unfortunately, it's more of just a pond with water features kind of thing instead of.
Well, they're getting
boats.
ready to put in kind of something similar to what they have at the Woodlands Mall. So they're putting in the whole little lake area with the stores around it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, the whole 99 highway thing. I think that's what really transformed
Absolutely.
that whole thing over there.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy.
brought a renewed interest to the North Cypress part of town, but also to the northeast side of town, Kingwood. If you take 99 past 59 and you start losing track of civilization, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
Cow pasture, and there's nothing. It's not going to take too long to spread that way.
Well,
It's-
and they
I
have
don't think-
trees.
Well, it's the same thing. Like have you guys been out to Blue Jack yet?
Where?
Beautiful.
Right? Blue Jack.
Blue Jack?
Yeah.
It's a golf course community.
It's the golf course that Tiger Woods designed.
Right.
But it's like on the northwest side of Montgomery. And I have a couple of clients that they literally just have like townhomes out there so that they can golf there. They don't even
Right.
live there. They don't stay there. They just want places there so they can go golf. But like
Not cheap to live there.
no. But then like the custom homes that are in there will blow you away. It is crazy.
Really?
And then there's like all these other communities that are like
business
propping up around it. I don't know what those look like, but like it's pretty crazy.
Wow.
So, and Sarah's giving me the wrap up sign. So we haven't got to talk to you guys for a long time. We need to come in and like do like a big long episode with.
We do.
Yeah, because we've been talking about doing one with Zeke.
Absolutely.
Because like I mean, you guys are the kings.
Well, I am, if I'm not mistaken, have we been dethroned? Because I feel like.
No. You guys, I think you guys are still number one.
Okay. Were you the one that was saying that you were up there at the top? Somebody was saying they were up there at the top. I'm like, hold
He had
up.
other issues.
Yeah, I had other stuff outside of the homeowner show.
Okay.
But I didn't know there was a competition for something, because normally I win. So what is this competition?
It's not a competition, but if it were, I would be winning.
I can tell you the numbers afterwards, but like they have like the number one downloaded episode of all time.
Really?
Yeah. Her and Zeke.
Okay.
So
You and Zeke together?
Yes.
they did a first time home buyers episode, which I mean like
Interesting. What's the cutoff for the competition?
what's like I mean like
How much longer do we have?
No. It's like it's encompassing. It's
The
encompassing
look.
all time.
I just got this crazy look.
I mean, we can
Game on. The
we
fire
can do
just got
updates
lit.
from month to month. I mean, like I'm fine with that.
We will compete to increase his viewership.
Hang on. Let me
I'm gonna
give
bring so
Zeke
many
a call
people to the
real
homeowner
quick.
show. You just hold
All right,
your
so we
horses.
didn't do this on the front end, but like, tell everybody what you guys do. I mean, you guys have both been guests before, but like, people that haven't seen you before, let everybody know what you do and how to get a hold of you.
So, Christy Fennell, I am in residential real estate in the Conroe, Woodlands, North Houston in general area.
Yeah,
With Coldwell Banker.
awesome.
And I am Adrian Rojas,
Oh,
your
boy.
cosmetic remodeling specialist. If you need to get hold of me any time of the day, I repeat, any time of the day, you can call me at 832
I feel like you need to backtrack for this.
797-9465. Again, that is 832-797-9465. You call me with whatever your needs are.
All right. That was like the late night DJ voice.
Right?
You just wait. Game on.
He's pumping those downloads is what he's doing. He's trying.
That's a good word for it.
Where have
Greg.
I seen this Adrian guy before?
We are pumping up this game.
I'm a little frightened right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't. Okay.
You know.
You should
Are
hear
you
all the
looking for
taglines I've got
flooring?
going on in my head.
You're looking for flooring clients.
Flooring,
Okay.
I've
I mean,
got all
it's
the
a
flooring you would
homeowner's
need.
show.
If you have
Yeah.
any need for any kind of hardwood that's out there, I've got it. Flooring,
This is a
cabinets,
family-friendly-
countertops, painting. You want it? I promise you, I've got it.
Oh my gosh.
Things just got interesting,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
they?
You have.
Real
Just-
quick.
We may
just
need to
putting it down.
renegotiate the.
You're laying it up. I'm knocking it down.
So with that, Greg, I would certainly like to thank you for having us on your show.
very
There goes
welcome.
that episode.
Adrian, you'll be receiving my restraining order.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thanks for having us on.
Oh, yeah.
The lines just started lighting up.
That's right.
Isn't that great? It's that time of the night.
No, it's the FBI right here.
Cheers,
That's
folks.
just-
Right. There they are.
Thank you guys. Yep.
Thank you so
Good
much.
to see you guys. All right, again, thank you to Lone Star Appliance Repair for sponsoring this episode. Great appliance repair company, one of our favorites. They've come and repaired many appliances in my home. We have great appliances. They just, sometimes they get a little knock in them, and they need some love and care. So we give Lone Star Appliance Repair a call. We give them a call at 936-647-2364. Man, we are at almost 2.5 hours, Rizzler. Are you tired yet? You ready for like 3 more? He's got it in the tank. We're good to go. Is it JoJo time? Come on, girl. Are you my last one?
Hi, Mom. I made it.
So
Yeah.
you've arrived.
Hey. Hi, friends.
How you doing?
Hi, friends. How's your night been?
Oh my gosh! I was just telling him we're like. Hang on, let me fix the camera real quick.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, did I break it?
No. I had to put it in a wide frame for Adrian.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no!
It's okay, you got this.
There we go. There.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear okay, or do you need the headphones?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I'll try
Cool.
to keep close.
I just don't know with like the music and everything. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, you're good.
what's been going on?
Not much. Just
Yeah?
having a level up event.
The founder of the feast.
Yeah. It's weird when people say that and like introduce me as that.
Uh-huh.
And even though like technically it's true, I'm the scapegoat that pays taxes on this thing.
Yeah.
I really feel like it's y'all.
Uh huh.
I'm nothing without y'all. Essentially. Like I don't need
Just me though, right?
just you.
Okay.
You heard it here first. I don't need our members to push the net.
Right.
I need you to push yourself because when you shine, I shine.
Right.
That's my end goal. Is networking provided that for me.
Right.
Like my version of success was being able to stay at home with my daughter, not necessarily have to worry about finances, and that came from the fact we were in a networking group and we do this. Y'all support my husband's AC company so that I can do this. You know? Yeah.
This event that we're at. I mean, I don't know how many people we had here tonight. Do you have any idea?
I will know later tonight when I check like registrations and stuff, but easily over 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because when the other one that you and I were in kind of internally collapsed, there was
Yeah.
5 of us?
Yes.
Yeah. And we just kind of all hung in there,
Yes.
and then
It was so crazy. I was telling someone about that. I said we went for almost 2 years of no umbrella to put ourselves under. We just, you're my pest control guy.
Yep.
They're my health insurance agent, my this, my that, and the other. Like, I just trust and believe in y'all. We've had 4 kids, between all the, people are having babies, people were losing close loved ones, and it was trauma bonded isn't the right word, but
it's fair. It's fair.
Truly, and then I have so many best friends that I love and adore, but when I say I don't know. Are they a 1099 or are they a W-2? They're like, what?
Yeah.
But like, you know that answer because you're in it. I needed to surround myself and make myself a room of people that could help build me up, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and you know this probably better than anybody, but like how much of a game changer is having a close-knit group of like-minded people?
Changed my entire life.
Yeah.
Not a corny cliche like sell gimmick. No, like this changed my entire life. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. In a good way.
No, yeah, for sure. And I'm like crying. I'm like, it's terrible, guys. No.
Hopefully a good way.
It changed my daughter's life to be able to spend that time with her because a lot of my fellow working moms, like, they don't get that opportunity necessarily.
Yeah.
And I just really want to, I've got the tools. I will give them to you. Whether you use them or not is up to you.
Yeah.
There will be members that come and go that are like, I didn't get anything out of this. That's okay. You either didn't put anything into it or we're just not your right fit. And that doesn't take away, like, they're good, we're bad, we're good, they're bad. It's just like finding the right network, you know?
So, I mean, like, I'm going to ask you this because, like, I want you to speak to it because I have zero perspective on it because I'm not a woman, right?
You heard it here first.
Officially declaring that my pronouns are exactly what they look like. But, like, I think what you're expressing is a lot of what a lot of women want, you know, is to be able to have a family, but also be able, and I don't want to say, like, contribute, but like be part of like the workforce. They want to have a career. They want to do something, and like I think a lot of that seems unattainable to so many of them. And so they end up feeling like they have to choose one or the other. You know, and so like how difficult is it to find the tools to be able to accomplish that?
That's a great question. I think I got lucky with having my in-laws live so close and like being able to help watch Stella, my daughter.
Yeah.
It's difficult because when I am working, sometimes I kind of like click back in. I'm like, oh my God, just missed bath time, just missed read a book time. But then when I'm with her, after I put her down to bed, I'm like, well, God, I need to get all this stuff done.
Yeah.
Like, it's finding the balance.
The spaces in between?
Yeah. Because when I'm with my daughter, like at the very beginning, I was not present with her like I should have been. Like, because she's still like a blab at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, she fell asleep on me and I answered emails and worked.
Right.
But now that she's like a human, you know?
Yeah.
When
it's
I'm
like talking
with
back
her,
to you?
That's a whole nother episode. Craig, just this morning, we got in a huge drag out. Not huge. She wanted to wear high heels to school.
Of course.
Like, this is every day, but this one, like,
Grizzler, you can relate,
pants, right? It matched her pants, it matched her, like, uniform. Like, she was looking cute. And she was like, no, like, I'm wearing these. And I said, you can't. She wore them all the way to the parking lot of the school. And I brought her tennis shoes to change in there. And she still was like, no. Help me. But no, I really love that for her. Like, I do. It'll be fine. Back to what you were talking about.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. It's, God bless stay-at-home moms for one.
Sure.
Their contribution, which not everyone sees it this way, that, you know, we're older, but the way I see it is that if you weren't doing those things at home, your partner, your spouse, your husband, or your wife couldn't go to work and make that money and keep it like a cohesive unit.
Right.
I forgot who told me this, but I heard one time that, like, in marriage, someone is the picture and someone is the frame. And seldom do you get to play the same role at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
So for a long time, I was the frame for Jehu. When he opened up his AC company, I'm still his number one, like, affordable air repair, 936-446-9329. We'll help you out in the North Houston area.
Yeah.
But at that point, he was the picture, I'm his frame, and I felt a switch to, like, right now, he's at home with our daughter, you know, and I get to be the picture for a little bit. So it's just kind of doing that dance.
Yeah.
With the supportive spouse.
But what's a good relationship is when you can swap those roles.
Yeah,
and not do it with any sort of like animosity or or jealousy or all those kinds of things. Like, okay, now you go do that, and I can be here and do this.
I feel like you and Brandy are really good at that too.
Oh, we're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, we're also just like really flexible. I mean, like.
But the reason you can be flexible is because you own your own business, and that you're able to, like, it's just, there's nothing better. Like, for me, that's my success, is flexibility.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if my daughter wants to play hooky from school one day, let's do it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, that's part of, like, why we do life the way that we do life, is because we want to have the freedom to make our own decisions, to not be, like, held under like the thumb of any sort of like entity telling us like where our children have to be or where we have to be or any of this. Like we're willing to make less money to have more freedom.
Yes. Amen.
So, but like honestly, it doesn't usually work out that way. Like usually, if you're willing to have a level of freedom, eventually you'll make more money.
Yeah.
Because. Like you'll pursue freedom, and freedom usually means that you need money in order to do it, and so you'll do the things to make the more money so that you can have more freedom.
Yeah. And it's a lot of like long nights. Like after we would put her to bed, we would go back into the office. There are definitely nights like that. It's not.
Which is, I
don't
like,
want to glorify.
That's when the real work happens.
Yeah. Right. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So it's just been like a lot of learning and growing and figuring out my identity.
Sure.
Not to be like corny, but
no,
like
I think it's
when I had Stella, I couldn't help it being like, oh my God, like I'm a mom. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I started doing it. I was like, I need like an identity outside of myself or my relationship to other people. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which probably sounds selfish, but I'm okay with that. Truly.
Look, I mean, like, there's a certain level of selfishness and greed that is healthy.
Yes.
And there's a lot of it that's very unhealthy.
Yes.
Right? But, like, there's a certain degree of it that's, like, really good because it promotes in you the things that are healthy for your family and for your loved ones.
Yeah.
And creating, systems and processes that protect them.
Yeah.
And you. And I'm like a big proponent of like selfishness at all.
Yeah.
But like there's a certain amount of it that's like, okay, like this is that in me is not just for me. It's for those around me that I love and I want to protect and provide for.
Yes. If I don't get time in the every day, whether morning, middle, night, whatever, to like literally sit in sweatpants or a big husband t-shirt and either like play a word game on my phone or just like read a book,
right?
I'm not as nice of a mom or a wife,
Sure.
So like really I'm doing this for you, boo.
Well, no, really, I mean, like you can't bring your best unless you've provided the best for yourself.
Yes.
In order to prepare to do those things.
Yeah.
And like you can't as a sick person be healthy.
Right.
For the ones that you want to provide a healthy environment for.
Yeah, and I don't want my daughter to like, because she is on me like white on rice. Like she'll say some things, I'm like, wait a second, you aren't supposed to hear that, girl. Like, who are you? But I just like I'm so conscious of being a good example for her as a strong woman because it's really important, you know.
Yeah.
I don't see any other way. I don't want her to have to struggle as much as I did.
Yeah. So I will tell you one of the beautiful things about doing a show like this, and I said this to a group of entrepreneurs once. They were all very successful, but none of them were in like the content creating area.
Sure.
And I said to them, like, one of the things that I'm most excited about having done this show for such a long time is that my kids are going to be able to look back and see what Dad was like throughout the years. You know, and so like what you're saying right now, I'm thinking like, okay, so like what is Stella gonna look at and think about that in 20 years?
I think about that all the time.
You know, and so it's like what like right now,
all the time.
And I think it's gonna be so cool for her to hear that she may not remember being alive at this time.
Yeah.
You know, because she's what? How?
3.
3?
Yeah.
I don't remember anything from when I was 3.
Hell no.
You know, but like
not.
she can look back and go, like, when I was 3, my mom said this, and this is what she was trying to provide for me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what, like, the times that I thought about, you know, her, and like when I was angry with her when I was 15.
Sure.
You know, and now that I'm 25, I'm looking back and like, this is what she wanted for me.
Yeah.
You know, like this is what she was striving towards for me. This is what my mom and dad wanted. Like that's gonna be like that's an experience that like you and I don't get with our parents.
No.
Because like they may have had like a VHS camcorder, but like it sucked and nobody got any sound. And but like now there's so much stuff that they're gonna be able to go back and look at and see what we were like.
Yeah, we don't have to go on a big tangent, but I wonder if this current version of technology will even be accessible. Like it's going to be like microfiche. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what microfiche is? No. Thank you. Exactly. So,
point, JoJo.
Will they even have access to see all of the things? I'm glad you brought this up because I went on Shutterfly. If you want to sponsor, reach out to Craig. Shutterfly and made like little books for each year of her life so far. So there's only 2. We're working on the 3rd, so we gotta wait till it's all been done. It's a whole, but like of like pictures of her, because God forbid my phone that's the only way I have it right now is on my phone, and if it's gone, it's gone.
Right.
Can't get that back.
Nope.
You know. So I made little scrapbooks of her.
Hey, can you get this guy's attention right here?
The hood?
Yeah. He needs to come sit down with us. You haven't met him yet, but you need to. No, not. I'm sorry, I saw somebody else. There he is, right over there. Yeah. He's sitting over there by himself. Were you gonna sit down?
Yeah.
Right there.
Hang out with us.
Come on, JoJo. Let me see if he's in the shot. Not quite. All right, hang on.
Scoot him closer. We can. Oh, I don't want to knock this over. Okay.
Good grief, y'all! It's getting close to 9 o'clock.
I know. Craig, we could talk to you all night though. Don't tempt me.
All right, so introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are. He's not turned up. Hang on. Start over because he didn't have you turned up.
I'm Michael Ward with eXp Realty.
Okay.
I'm on the Paul Edwards team. So.
Awesome. And so like how long you been at this?
About 2 years.
2 years. How long you been here tonight?
Been here tonight?
Yeah.
Since about 7.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you meet anybody?
Yeah, I met a ton of people actually. So.
Have you met
He
JoJo?
told me he was a realtor. I paraded him around to all of our
Oh, did you really?
Basically got
So
pointed
do you need an
at
electrician?
everybody. So yeah.
I'm an AC person. What about a power wash? Did you meet the home inspection? Like, yeah.
So I got chauffeured around.
There you go.
But I met a lot of people.
This is my boy right here.
I sort of was telling me.
Yeah, dude, I was super happy that you came.
Yeah, I know. I was a little late, and so I saw you already on the podcast.
There's no like time to be. Yeah, you're
No,
fine.
yeah, but I was like, well, this is my only in to meeting anybody. So I was kind of standing off to the corner for a minute, like, well, darn, when is he gonna get up for a second?
No, it's not gonna happen.
It's all good.
Not on these nights.
It's all good.
Yeah. Dude, did you have a good time?
Yeah, no, this was awesome.
Awesome.
So I've never been to a network event like this before. I've been to like seminars and stuff, but like this was.
Isn't that amazing?
See? Yeah.
First of all, 20 years old. Knows one person, can't even talk to him the whole night. Started his own business, becoming a realtor, and went to a networking event.
Yeah.
Like solo dolo. That's impressive.
It is.
At 20 years old, I was a degenerate. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you.
No, truly, like I was not doing these things at 20. I was
I probably could have
drinking.
I probably could have been promoted to degenerate. Yeah, that would have been a promotion.
Yeah. Took me a second. I got there.
Yeah.
That's funny. But that's amazing. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get I just kind of go where people tell me, and that's kind of what I've learned is like,
There you
just do what you see other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Dude, like one of the best lessons I ever learned, early on, was there's successful people around you.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, if you will just ask them how they did what they did, they are so excited to tell you, and that someone asked them how they did it. And so, like, if you can just like hang out with successful people and just ask them questions, like you will receive well more than you ever got in a college education.
Yeah.
And again, like, I went to college, have an undergrad, have a master's degree. I think all that's great. But like having conversations with people about how they did the things that you actually want to do with your life is so much different. That's a real conversation. That's real information. That's different than what you can read in just about any book.
Right.
You know, and so just like hanging out with those people is just so valuable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, definitely.
yeah. And I'm sure you have like other like real estate people around you that you like.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like would say I mostly spend my time networking with other realtors.
Yeah.
They're, like realtors and like lenders would be the biggest ones.
For sure.
But like meeting other people is definitely very helpful.
Yeah.
And so I mean it's just kind of hard to like I don't normally run into like plumbers and electricians walking around.
Yeah, of
I do
course.
run into lenders because they just like I think they can just like smell the realtor and they know that I'm a realtor or something, and so they're like, this is I got to get in with him. But like plumbers and electricians and roofing guys and stuff like that, like they're all
for sure
people I need to know. But I don't have an opportunity.
You need to know the right ones too.
Yeah,
especially if you're like standing in a house and like clients like, well, I don't know how to take care of this. Like, like you need to be able to go like, well, I know the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most like
Or
when
gal.
you're with their brokerage, like they kind of just throw you like a list of people, like they're like their preferred lenders.
Sure, yeah.
And so I mean they'll come and meet with you and stuff, but like it's not very organic.
Yeah,
and so it's just kind of it's almost like having a substitute teacher come in. Like you don't really know a whole lot about them. You just kind of
That's a good way to put it.
meet them
Yeah.
a little bit. So.
Dude.
Fun.
So I mean, like, what if I'm actually interested because you're a younger guy than most of the real estate agents that we get to have on the show.
Yeah.
Like, what are you seeing in the market right now that is surprising to you?
Great question.
I mean, I feel like I came in at like the tail end of like the post-COVID crazy where we had like 3% interest rates and like people coming in from out of state with like just bukus of money
Cash.
and like and buying houses at crazy prices. And so like at that time was when I was getting my license and I got it like the very tail end of that. So I was I walked out of the office, I'm like, oh, awesome, I'm gonna make so much money, and then it just died. The market just kind of it didn't tank, but it slowed down a lot. So I think when I started, the people I started with have like all quit. Like they're of the class I was with, I think there's like one person who's still left out of like the 12.
Wow.
And so like the people that are sticking with it, I think we're all seeing like it's coming back up.
Yeah.
And the reason is like the market itself, like nothing really changed with the housing. We got more volume, but we also had more buyers. So like that didn't change. What changed was people saw the interest rates and were like, oh, well, it's 7%, but Aunt Bessie got hers for $2 pennies.
Yeah.
And so like
Right.
they're waiting for it to come back down. I think what we're seeing now is like people are finally starting to like realize that okay, we're not getting 3% interest rates back anytime soon, or even in the near future. And so that was honestly surprising for me because it was pretty rough, like seeing like every time I had a conversation, it was when are the interest rates coming back down?
Yeah.
And now it's kind of shifting more towards like, oh, where are the new homes at? And it's like so the conversation is more like people are actually interested in it again.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
So it's not. I wouldn't say it's crazy right now, but I think it's gonna get a lot better pretty soon. So.
Persistence overcomes resistance.
For every time.
Every time. If you don't quit, it will happen.
Yeah.
It already is.
I mean,
You're
the fact that like you're
12,
you're the one left standing out of 12.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of the goal. Was like I was like, well, I think if everybody's quitting and I just stick through it, then like I mean, for a brief period of time, I'll have really low competition, and I'll know what I'm doing at least a little bit more than the people who are like oh, it's back up, I'm going to get my license again, or
Yeah.
get my
Yeah,
license
yeah.
the first time. So
Dude, there's a lot of people that will jump into it when the market's hot.
yeah,
You know, and because they think it's easy money. You know,
And
but,
it's literally the opposite.
Yes.
Real estate is one of the hardest, like,
but you're playing.
would never.
You're playing what I would call the bear in the woods game.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with bear in the woods?
No.
no, I have no idea.
No.
Yeah, tell us about it.
The objective is I don't have to outrun the bear.
Oh yeah,
I just have to outrun you.
yeah, exactly.
I love that.
You know, and so like that's what that's pretty much the game that you're playing. It's like
Basically,
yeah.
I don't have to outrun the bear.
Yeah.
I just got to wait for all you suckers to quit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and especially because like
that's great.
to the benefit of being young as a realtor has a lot of like cons, but one of the benefits is like I don't have a family support, I don't have any college loans, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not like hard
You're less
pressed
tethered.
for a ton of like money to support a bunch of people.
Uh-huh.
And so people who joined, like for instance, like the class I had when I first started was like a lot of them were like business owners beforehand, and
Right.
they either sold their business or like hired a manager and like were just like disconnecting themselves from it because they thought, okay, now's the time I'm gonna make a bunch of money in real estate and like either take off or like just go back to my fallback.
Yeah.
And so for them, it was like they have a certain amount of time that they can last without being in their old position with that
Yeah.
income.
Sure.
And so like, I mean, I outlasted them just because I'm cheap. Like that's pretty much how it works. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, I think, definitely persistence is,
It's everything.
it's the long game.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Have you? I mean, have they changed the laws yet on your ability to negotiate your rate?
Interesting.
I don't, as far as I'm aware, no.
No, so you
No.
can still
I know
negotiate that.
there's been some lawsuits, but I don't think any sort
I
of.
know there's some big lawsuits, but
There's
like,
some big lawsuits, but I don't think any sort of law's been put in place. I know that some of the brokerages have changed some of their, like, not rules, but kind of like the way they coach people on it. But I don't think it's affected anything yet. And I might honestly be wrong. That keeping up with stuff in real
it's
estate
constantly
is-
changing right now.
Yeah,
so I mean, like,
huge.
by the time
Huge
like
thing.
this comes out, it could have changed.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
I'm not holding you to it at all. But I'm just curious, like, what your experience has been.
From my experience, no, nothing has changed in my sphere.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, I know that for sure they won't change like the negotiable commission.
Uh-huh.
They might just transparency laws, maybe something like that. But I
Yeah.
don't foresee them like changing the actual like being able to negotiate a commission.
I hope they don't. I really
I
don't.
hope not. Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot of guys out there making a big fuss about it, but I really
Yeah.
hope they don't.
I've got to help somebody.
Yeah, go do your thing. Well, I'm
Great
getting
to
the.
meet you.
Yeah. Good meeting you too.
So, well, I mean,
great.
did you give everybody your contact?
Affordable Air Repair, give us a shout. Dryer vent cleaning, duct cleaning. If you're fighting with your spouse, this room is too hot or too cold, we're your people.
Thank you, JoJo.
Thank you.
And how do people get a hold of you, bud? If they want to sell, buy, what? Yeah.
My email is just Michael Ward at exprealty.com. And that's about it. It's the best way to get a hold of me. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Dude, thank
good
you so much
having
for
you
sitting down.
Thank you.
Oh, you will
know
shake
we're
on that.
good.
Yeah. Glad you came, bud.
Thank you.
Am I talking to you?
It's National Plan for Vacation Day.
Of course. Well, then we need to talk.
Huh?
We need to talk.
We need to talk. I thought we needed to scoot out.
Say what?
Don't we need to scoot? Like, what time is it?
No, I don't care.
You'll be here all night. We can talk about vacation all night, right?
Rizzler's got to pack it all up when we're done. I mean, it's
No, I'm good.
do you want to?
It's up to you.
Come on. Do you want to put the headset on?
Do I need to? I can
If you want to hear yourself.
I don't want to hear myself.
All right. Well, just make sure it's close enough.
Are we close enough?
Yeah. Here, let me.
I think so. Can you hear me? Yeah. Where's Sarah?
Where's Sarah?
Yeah, she's behind me.
So what?
Sarah is behind me.
Oh, okay. Is this my last one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready to go home? Is that what you're telling me?
She's ready to go home. So we'll make it really, really super short.
Okay.
And we'll just say it's National Plan for Vacation
It is
Day.
National Plan for Vacation Day.
It is.
Yeah. And so where are people wanting to go?
Actually, right now, everybody's big thing is Europe. So booking a lot of.
All right, real quick, let everybody know who you are. I mean, I know you've been on the show before, but there's people that haven't seen you. I know that's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe. It is hard to believe. So I am Mary Ann with Memory Making Vacations, where from the mountains to the Maldives to obviously the magic of Disney, we plan and you pack. So we do all-inclusives, we do cruises, and we do custom Europe itineraries, and obviously Disney and Universal.
No. We can't talk about that, right?
Here's the thing. We love Disney. We've been booking Disney for a really long time.
I love Disney. I've grown up around Disney. I send people to Disney all the time.
Yeah. Stayed at every resort on property, go multiple times a year. We pretty much, people think we get our mail at Disney, right? Like,
sure.
That's kind of the thing.
I kind of believe that, yeah.
Yeah, probably so. But, Universal does have some pretty epic things coming up in the summer. I couldn't resist, right? With, the Epic Universe is going to be, actually, it's a little bit south of Universal Orlando, so it's actually a little bit closer to Disney property. So it is supposed to open summer 2025, and so right now I already book a lot of combo trips with Universal Disney for families. So it will...
it is surprising how many people want to do both.
It is, and, the thing is that Universal's done some really... smart things they have a shuttle. So, Disney did away with Magical Express. You do have to pay for the shuttle with Universal to their resorts, but it's still available, and it's a dedicated Universal shuttle.
Is Magic Express just completely gone?
Pretty much.
Really?
The Mears contract, right? So Mears is still running it. You can still take the Sunshine Flyer and all, but as far as Magical Express is concerned, they're kind of done with that.
That's so disappointing.
I know.
That was one of my favorite things, honestly.
Well, the other thing, though, that Universal does is they actually have an option where they will pick you up at your Disney resort and take you to their park.
Of course they will.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. So, Epic Universe is actually going to be a little bit closer than Universal is, Orlando is right now. So, and you've got the basically the entrance, which is the Celestial Park, but then you have the 4 lands. So you've got the Dark Universe, the Mario, Harry Potter, and
Dragons.
I know you're so excited
How to Train a Dragon. Yeah.
And then they are going to have a hotel.
But that was the part that seemed the most unique to me. Is the hotel is actually integrated into the park.
Right. I've only seen the drawings like everybody else, right? I've only seen the concept art, but it kind of almost reminds me of in Disneyland at California Adventure, where you have the Grand Californian Hotel that you just walk out the back door right into the park. You don't have to go back through the front. You
Which
just
sounds
literally
incredible.
Walk out.
Yeah.
Right. You just literally walk out of your resort into California Adventure. So
let me ask you this, because there was something when I watched the video for the what is it called? Universal Epic
Epic Universe.
Epic Universe, is that what it?
Yeah.
Okay, the way they said it was we're going to have 5 different parks.
Well, so we're going to compare it to the world, right? Where you have different lands.
Okay, so it's going to be like Fantasyland, Adventureland.
Right.
Okay, it's going to be like that.
You have
it's one park, but it's
yeah, you have the Celestial Park is your entrance, right? So you're going to enter through the Emerald Gate, right? And you're going to have these different lands that you go to. And then the hotel is in the back.
Right, okay.
Kind of in the middle. You've got 2 lands on each side, and then the entrance in the front.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. Here's the thing. Disney has always been my favorite.
Right.
It's not even a contest. I love Disney.
Right.
I love Disney. One of the things that I've been telling people for years that I think where Universal has gotten an edge on them, and I think Disney's trying to catch up, but where I think Universal has an edge is it's funner to stand in line at Universal than it is at Disney. Now, I think they have started to up their game.
Right.
When you start looking at Flights of Passage, super fun to stand in line. You start looking at the Snow White Seven Dwarfs ride.
Seven Dwarfs, and then you've got, Rise of the Resistance.
Yes.
And you've got other things, Soarin', where you have the interaction and the queue and those kind of things, right?
Yeah, and they've even upgraded the Peter Pan line.
Yeah.
You have
Guardians is pretty cool.
Well, I haven't been on the outside, so don't rub it in.
You've got to go. It's amazing.
So I haven't even ridden Ratatouille yet. It's just
have
been.
You done Mickey Minnie's Runaway?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same concept, just you're a mouse in Remy's in the kitchen.
Okay.
So you're just mouse size running under all of the kitchen appliances and things like that, and being chased. And I mean, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Same concept though. Same that trackless ride.
Yeah, I do think the Mickey's Runaway Railway is a very underrated ride.
Yeah.
It's
Although I don't know, I've seen the lines for it. Sometimes it's up there.
Well,
so.
no, it's up there, but like for what it. Because it opened around the same time as like some of the Star Wars stuff.
Right.
I don't think it got the love that it deserved.
Correct.
But I'm also still like a little offended that they took away the great movie ride. So
I was about to ask, how do you feel? And I mean, that's a thing too. Everybody's like, oh, great movie ride. But
why couldn't we just have both? I don't understand.
What do you think about Country Bears being gone now?
Is it gone now?
Yeah, they just had their last show the other
Really?
night. They did.
Were they replacing it with something?
They are. Don't know what, but they are. I mean, it'll be another show, but they're the old, original is gone.
Okay, so like,
I
look, that whole area over there, I'm mad about. So like, I'm mad that like Splash
Mountain is now Tiana's. Yeah. It's okay. I can almost tolerate that more than I can them taking my Country Bears away, though, to be honest with you.
Well, like, look, I have. I'll have to show it to you sometime. I have like a first edition of like the Uncle Remus Disney book.
Oh wow!
Where like it's written phonetically.
Okay.
So like when you read it, you sound like Uncle Remus.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like I grew up reading those stories to my kids.
Oh.
And I love those stories.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if you've ever read like the original stories of Uncle Remus, like the ones that he transcribed.
Oh wow!
They're beautiful stories. Like
I'm
part of American culture. I'm just frustrated that like that's being like, and I don't want to get into like all the political stuff of it, but I'm just frustrated that like it's being taken away as part of like Americana.
I get it.
And I get that there's aspects of it that are like offensive and problematic and all that kind of stuff, but like there's still like those are like really good stories that like, don't exist anywhere else.
Right.
That come from that culture, and like they're so good.
Yeah. No, I agree. It is an interesting, the direction that things are going and the direction that they're taking with things. But I mean, they've made some really good changes too. And I mean, we were just in Epcot a month ago, and the new area is beautiful. It's very park-like.
Is that the Moana stuff? Is that
so? Moana, Journey of Water. It's basically like a big splash pad, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
is it up and running? Right?
It's beautiful. Yeah, no, it's open.
Is the whole front part all done now?
So the front of the park is, and then there's that little area in the back where the fountains were. When you had Innovations East and West. So right there, it's very much like a park looking. So you have like long tables. They've got outlets to charge your phone. They've got another area that's just encased in like flora that's got Adirondack chairs, and you can just sit and hang out. I mean, it's very peaceful. They have a statue of Walt sitting on a bench.
Yeah.
You can sit next to Walt and have the Epcot ball behind you. And
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's very quiet. It's a very cool area. They've got some places over there that look like they're going to put in some like quick service dining type stuff, so you could grab your food and sit and eat at a bench at a table. And it's a pretty neat area.
I've always loved Epcot.
Yeah.
I mean, like this. I mean, like for like just me and my wife to hang out, like that's my favorite. For
Drinking
sure.
around the world, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Food and wine festival, baby.
Food and wine, right? Start in Mexico. I would probably make it to China, and I'd be done.
You're starting on the wrong side.
Right? Yeah.
Oh man.
I can't hang with those people. But,
no, you're telling me stuff I didn't even know. I mean, that's awesome. I didn't even know that stuff was done now. It's been such a long time since I've been at this point. I think it's been like 2 years since I've been.
You need to go back.
Well, maybe I need to talk to somebody about it. Who knows how to get me over there?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody that looks Disney travel.
There's got to be somebody that could help me.
Probably so. But so Disney is obviously always big. This year, Italy and Greece have been huge. I've done a lot of custom
talking about like
Europe
the actual countries.
The actual countries.
We're moving beyond fantasy into this.
Germany, France, Germany, Italy, Greece, Spain. Those are really, really big this year.
Mm-hmm.
I've already booked 11 of them so far this month. Just building custom itineraries where I go in and I talk to people about what they want to see, what's important, what they want to do. We built some custom where they do a land and sea, so maybe they fly into Venice and do a cruise down to Rome and spend a few days down there, and we build that kind of a thing in so they can see everything. So I've done a lot of that kind of stuff. That's been really, really, really popular, even more than all-inclusives, which usually it's cruises all-inclusives.
For sure, yeah.
But especially cruises with the new Jubilee that just came out and had its inaugural sailing from Galveston. That's the Carnival ship in December. Of course, the Icon just made its inaugural sailing, so it's the new biggest city on sea, I guess, royal ship. So there's so many new ships that are coming out. So cruises are picking back up, and all-inclusives to me I'm not seeing as many bookings. I'm seeing just more custom Europe things right now, which is interesting. Alaska sailings are picking back up a little bit, but
are you seeing more people wanting to go to the bigger ships, or are you seeing more of a trend to go to the smaller ships?
People with families are really liking the larger ships just because of the number of amenities they offer, especially if you've got a lot of children and there's a wide age range just for things for them to do. Like, I mean, they've got zip lines and wave machines and arcades and carousels and you name it. I mean, so right now it's really easy for families to take their kids on the ship. The kids programs are phenomenal. And they can leave them, parents can leave them at the kids program and go hang out by the pool, right? So hang out in the solarium, those kind of things. So they're gaining some popularity. The smaller ships, I found that my older couples like me, like us old people, we, with empty nesters, right?
Yeah.
Celebrity has an amazing brand and an amazing design with their balcony staterooms right now with the infinite edge balconies. So those are gaining in popularity with people maybe more my demographic, but as far as families with kids still, they're looking at Disney and Royal Caribbean and even Carnival mostly right now.
On some of the smaller ones, what are the more interesting ones that you guys have access to? What are like some unique locations that people maybe not even be thinking of that like could be interesting?
So the thing about some of like the smaller ships is that they can get into ports that the larger ones can't.
Right.
So you end up like sometimes even with like your Southern Caribbean sailings, like your St. Kitts and St. Martin and those where they've got maybe a little bit smaller ports. It's easier for the smaller ships to get in. Although I will say that I have seen some bigger ships get into those ports now. So I think that at this point everybody's just like, the cruise lines really like the bigger ships with the more people on them. And so I think that I'm not seeing as many small ships, bookings. Disney has the Wonder and the Magic, which are their smaller ones, and they go out of Galveston, and those sailings do book up. But, they do the Western Caribbean.
Right.
So they're going to do Cozumel and Costa Maya and that kind of thing. But
which I'll plug that. I mean, if you've never done like Western Caribbean and done like a cenote tour, those are super cool.
No, they really are.
I mean,
they really are.
Yeah.
So when are we booking that one for you?
Listen, here's the problem is like I've done so many cruises now. Like the one cruise the only reason I want to do this cruise is because I think it's the only way I can get my wife to go.
Okay.
Is because I want to go to Alaska.
Yeah.
But here's my problem. I don't want to go to Alaska to go on a cruise.
Okay.
I want to go to Alaska and I want to see the caribou migration.
Okay.
That's what I want to go see.
Okay.
But
interesting.
I don't like. So but that's like camping.
Right. Well, a lot of people that want to go to Alaska, though, they want to see the Aurora Borealis, right? So that's a big thing.
I'd be down for that.
I tell you what you need to look into. It's called the Borealis Base Camp.
Okay.
They are igloos. And you pick 3 or 4 nights, and they take you dog sledding. But they're beautiful, so they're not like igloos, but you've got like the glass dome, so you can see the sky at night. You have a day going dog sledding, another day going snowmobiling. They take you out to see the Northern Lights, and then they feed you. And I mean, it's just a beautiful experience, and it's not that expensive. They pick you up from the airport, they take you.
Yeah.
You spend 3 nights, and then you can add on before or after.
I've talked to some guys about some of the stuff that like that what I want to do in Alaska. Right. It's not the stuff my wife wants to do. I'd have to go
fishing?
do it.
Are you doing ice fishing?
No. I mean, I would probably do it if it was there, but it's something I would go seek out.
Gotcha. Okay.
But like some of the stuff that I want to go do, like, people are telling me like, look, you're gonna have to hire like a bush pilot.
Okay.
And it's like that's like $1,500 one way. And it's like, golly. I mean,
well,
but that's just the stuff that I want to go see. But if I could go with my wife on a cruise to go see some of it, I'd be down for it.
Oh, for sure.
So Just to get to go see, because I've never been. It's one of those places like I think you need to see before like you exit.
Right.
Whatever this place is.
Right. Well, and Princess does an amazing job in Alaska. Princess has got a really good itinerary. They've got some really unique features about some of the way they do their
Are they the only one doing Alaska stuff?
Oh, no. You've got Royal, you've got Carnival, you've got Holland America.
Princess is the nice one.
Princess, you've got Disney.
Yeah. Not to say the other ones aren't nice.
Oh, no. They're great. They're amazing.
But like if you
they're
want the
Princess Celebrity does them. Princess just seems to be kind of their niche, right? Like when you think of the Caribbean, you think of Royal Caribbean, right?
Sure, yeah.
When you think of Alaska, I think the first cruise line that comes to my mind is Princess. And I probably shouldn't say that because I booked them all and I love them all and they're all great. I think everybody that travels a lot has a different. Everybody's gonna have a different perspective, right? But I do like the way Princess does Alaska. A lot, I think.
Awesome. So, well, listen,
we are way late.
No, that's fine. I enjoyed talking to you. That's why I wanted to keep going.
So,
how do people get a hold of you if they want to book a great vacation?
Absolutely. So you can find me on Facebook. It's Memory Making Vacations. Website, memorymakingvacations.com. And call, text 936-689-9879, or you can email me at marianne@travelmmv.com. That's it. Find me anywhere.
Awesome.
So
thank you for sitting down.
Usually in a ship.
And geeking out about some Disney stuff and other amenities out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Love talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Thanks for chatting with me for a bit. We'll get that Alaskan cruise, the caribou.
That's what I want. Find me a caribou migration.
A caribou migration, Alaskan cruise, and then we'll get you to Disney to ride Guardians.
That's right. Hey, look. That is, I'm up for that trip.
Summer 2025 is Universal and Disney combo trip, right?
I'm in.
Gotcha.
Let's do it.
Gotcha covered. All right. Thanks, Craig.
Rizzler, hit the outro, Bubba. Guys, this has been an incredible episode. We have gone 3 hours now, more than 3 hours. If you have not hit the subscribe button and you're still watching, what is wrong with you? Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the places. Just hit the like button. Follow us on Apple Podcasts there. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. We love and appreciate each and every one of you for listening to the show. Until next time, we'll see you then.